Hi, Sam, Phil. Thanks for coming to BizTalk. That's my great pleasure having you.
Hi, Max. Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting us.
Thanks for coming. So let's start giving a bit of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Sam Williams and I'm the founder of Bomimo. But previous to this company that I launched last year, in March last year, I was an investment banker, worked as a trader for 10 years and then had a career break to have my family. And then in 2015, I set up and launched an indoor trampoline park business called Rush Trampoline Parks, which I founded, run for 6 years until last year. At its peak, we have two trampoline parks, one based in High Wycombe, just outside of London, one based in Birmingham. At its peak, it was turning over 6 million with 1 million jumping customers and 200 staff. So I stepped away from that business last year. Phil James, who is also on this call, worked with me in that business. And now we've joined ventures to work and launch Bomimo. So that's where we're at in terms of our background.
Thank you. Phil, do you want to give something yourself?
Yes, so obviously previous to Rush, my career has pretty much been spent in the kind of health and health sector, in terms of health and wellness, in kind of health clubs, etc. As I say, yes, obviously joined Sam in this adventure. I think we've got a good product. There's a huge market opportunity. So yeah, excited about it.
Thank you. So let's start talking about Bomimo.
Yeah, so Bomimo, which is sometimes a little bit awkward to say, but it means something. So Bomimo is short for Body, Mind, Mojo. And our mission is to empower every woman to feel their best self at every hormonal stage. It was driven from an personal experience that I created this business. Back in 2019, I found myself suffering from symptoms which at the time I didn't recognize were perimenopausal symptoms, and I was looking for a product that I couldn't essentially find. I wanted to find a product that was an all-in-one convenient solution, and so I did some research, worked with a nutritionist and developed the brand and the product. For our initial product is for menopause, but we're planning to roll out a series of products for women's health at various different hormonal stages. We're currently looking to raise 150,000 in our first stage of investment under SEIS. So I'll scroll forward for the pitch deck and tell you a bit more about us. So hang on a sec. So the problem, when I started researching and looking into this, historically, women's health has always been underserved. There seemed to be a lack of convenient all-in-one solutions for products, particularly around various hormonal stages, a lack of affordability of products, and also convenient, complete solutions. I found myself going and spending a vast amount of money on a vast array of products that serviced all of the different needs that I had, and I was looking for just a one-stop shop solution. There's also a lack of understanding and education around women's health, particularly when it comes to issues like the menopause, which has been shrouded in taboo for many years. So our mission is obviously to create this range of delicious, complete nutritional products, and each product is specifically formulated for different stages of a woman's life, starting with menopause. And the product we've launched and we're currently selling on our platforms is the Menashake, but we have plans and we're currently in discussions with our nutritionist to develop a teen girl shake for girls from 13 to 19. We also plan to launch a product for postnatal women who suffer from the hormonal changes after having given birth, and then looking to launch a product for women over 60 to effectively target all of the needs that they may have going into older age. So when we start with the first product which we've launched, the Menopause Issue, if you scratch beneath the surface, you'll realise that it is a big global issue. By 2025, 1 billion women in the globe will be going through menopause, and 90% of women suffer from various symptoms at some stage. In the UK, only 10% of women take HRT, and we find that there's a big rise in women leaving their employment because they're suffering from the symptoms such as anxiety, low mood, poor sleep, hot flushes, brain fog, and they lose their confidence, and ultimately they choose to leave their jobs because they are feeling misunderstood and unheard. In the UK alone, there are 13 million women of menopausal age, and of those 13 million women, 33% of women in that age group buy supplements regularly. So there's a big opportunity here in terms of if we get the product right and the messaging right, there's a big opportunity for the health and wellness market, the supplement market, to offer suitable products in this space. Globally, we've described this as a £115 million opportunity. As you can see, the global supplements market is worth 117 billion, and statistics show that 10% of that is the global menopause market. So if you translate that into the UK, where 1.15 billion pounds is the size of the UK vitamin and supplement market, 10% of that for menopause alone is 115 million pounds, and this is set to grow over the next 5 years or so. So this is our product. The first product has been created as an all-in-one solution. So it's a protein shake. And the reason why we've included it as protein is because women lose muscle mass as they age. So the base is a protein shake, but that's been reinforced with 30 ingredients, which include all of the multivitamins that you need per day. It includes over 10 herbal ingredients, which have been included, known to support women and help with menopausal symptoms. It also includes fiber, which helps with weight management and weight loss, metabolism boosting ingredients, phytonutrients and adaptogens. So it really is an all-encompassing solution. It also includes collagen, which is known to help with the skin and with the hair and nails. As we've discussed, here's the team, but we do work with a panel of advisors as well, which we we need to put onto our slide deck. But myself, obviously, I was a former trader in the city, studied maths at University at Oxford, and have previous experience of being a successful entrepreneur, having set up and started a 6 million turnover startup business. And Phil James, obviously, he was group head of operations at Rush, working alongside of me. So we've got a very good, strong working relationship, 20 years of experience in leisure, health and wellness and hospitality industries. So the business channels we currently have, and as we're moving towards in our future plans, we are set up as an Amazon seller in the UK. We also have a Shopify website, which drives sales via social media to our website. So our e-commerce business is basically Amazon and Shopify, and we have obviously our social media advertising, Google Ads, and so on. And we won an award in April of this year for the product. We attended the Natural and Organic Product Show, which was the first trade show to take place for 3 years. And the MenoShake won the Best New Health Supplement Product Award, which has been fantastic. It got a lot of interest at the trade show. And as on the back of that, we've now signed agreements with the Health Store, which is the largest distributor to independent retailers, and also Holland & Barrett, where we pitched in front of a large audience and we won the pitch. And now we are in talks with them to launch our product in store from September, and then to roll out future products with them. So this is just a timeline of where we're up to and what our vision is for the future. So obviously currently we're at June, where we're negotiating with Holland & Barrett. We have developed and formulated our second product, which is the vegan vanilla shake, which we are due to order and launch in October of this year. And Holland & Barrett are wanting to list that as well. And we are also in discussion with various US distributors, and we're looking to set up a channel on Amazon US to launch into the US market. We have had some customers already buy from our UK website, so there is an interest there. And then we're looking to roll out our future product launches, so the Teen Girl Shake, the Mama Shake next year, and also looking to set up our platforms on Amazon in Europe. And so we're looking to expand across both vertically and horizontally across our platform. This is just a taste of the awards we've currently won. What we need to include there, we've just found out we've been shortlisted for the Health and Wellness Magazine Awards 2022. Obviously, we won the National Organic Awards in Europe, and we won the London and South East Prestige Awards. So we've had a fair amount of press coverage as well, as you can see. And our customer testimonials so far have been fantastic. You know, nothing makes us happier to see women actually getting benefit from our product, both on our website and Amazon. So we know that it's a great product. The industry have said it's a great product, and the customers who've tried it also feel the same. We've done a comparison against our competitors. At the moment, there are a couple of companies who've launched products that are similar but not exactly the same. We've effectively carved out new territory with this product being a sort of hybrid between a protein shake and a sort of multivitamin and herbal shake. And so, as you can see, our intention is to try and make our product as affordable as possible for most women. So there are a lot of products out there that are very expensive and effectively are unaffordable for the majority of women. So our mission is to be affordable to most women. Also, our product contains more ingredients than any other product out there in this space. In terms of our average order value, we've done some analysis via our e-commerce channels. It's £39.99. We've recently put our retail price up to £49.99 to satisfy margin with retailers such as Holland & Barrett. And our lifetime order value, we do have a subscription model. So we found that customers have subscribed sort of over the course, we've been selling since November last year, £63. So far, since we launched at the end of November last year, online, we've actually sold more than that now. It's about £25,000 worth of sales. And that's using a very limited budget in terms of our advertising. This project has been self-financed by myself, so we haven't, to this point, thrown huge amounts of money into our social media and Google advertising. So we've achieved this on a very low spend. And then we've projected forwards based on the relationship we've developed now with the health store and with Holland & Barrett. And also, we also have just signed up with CLF, which is another wholesale distributor. So the projections you see here are based on various different revenue sources via both in-store and online retailers. And as you can see, our target by the end of year 3 is to achieve a 27% profit margin over the course of those 3 years. So really what we're trying to achieve here is we're trying to raise money, 150,000 under SCIS, in order for us to expand our product range into the various different products I've discussed, also to reach global markets and to start positioning ourselves on various different global e-commerce platforms initially. And part of that will involve setting up our global trademarks. So we've registered both Bomimo and the Menashake, but now we'll need to sort of register that globally. We also obviously want to spend more on our advertising and marketing channels to get greater reach. And you know, the lead time for manufacture for these products, because they're so complex and have so many ingredients, generally is about 16 weeks. So we need there's a time lag between ordering and invoicing, if you like. So we're looking to raise some money to help ease the cash flow of ordering stock and delivering on time to our distributors. So our projected growth, obviously, from the previous slides, 375%, with a net profit margin of 27-28%, which gives you a sort of annualized growth of 39%. We are a corporate social responsible brand. We aim as best as we can to be sustainable. Our packaging is going to all be recyclable in the recyclable pouches, as you can see here. I don't know if you've got last here. And we all of the ingredients that are contained within our products are all sustainable ingredients, sustainably sourced ingredients. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Sam. Samantha, the first thing comes to my mind is for you, it's very important how you price your product and how you market your product.
Yes.
So what's your strategy go to market in terms of pricing and position yourself?
So in terms of pricing, as I mentioned in the presentation, our ideal situation would be to price a product that is available to more women. We don't want to be so out of range in terms of affordability that we can't target, because we feel passionately about empowering every woman rather than just the women that can really afford the product. So we priced our product with a 50% product margin, and at £39.99 that was working on our e-commerce channels. But when we moved across to retail, they themselves take quite considerable margins. So we have had to increase our pricing in order to maintain our margin and also satisfy their requirements in terms of margin, whilst at the same time still keep it under the price point of other brands out there that are targeting the sort of higher end audience, if you like. So our strategy is to try and maintain 50% profit margin on all of our products. So the vegan vanilla Mena shake will be priced at £41.99. It doesn't cost as much to manufacture because it doesn't contain collagen. So the challenge with pricing is that because it contains so many ingredients, the price point goes up with these products, because compared to other competitors, they don't include as many ingredients, and the more ingredients you include, the higher the manufacturing costs. So when we're putting our formulations together, we are having to be mindful of the ingredients list that we're including in order to maintain that strategy, if you like, of being a mid-level price point.
I think the key on the actual go-to-market strategy as well is that if you wanted to achieve what's in our product with alternative products that are out there, you would actually spend a lot more. You know, typical collagen products, you know, for the cheaper version of the collagen products start at between £20 and £25, and you know, go to in excess of £100. So what differentiates ourselves from the others, well, from our competitors, is that you have everything that you need in that one shake. You don't need to then go and invest in other alternative vitamins, minerals, proteins, etc., collagens. It's in one shake.
What about in selling? You're selling on social mostly now, which means Amazon, Shopify, and what's going to be after? You're going to push more selling on your website, which is supposedly less expensive for you because they charge a lot.
Yes, so obviously the benefit of being in somewhere like Holland & Barrett is the credibility that provides you and the brand awareness. The challenge is, as a startup business, is to get that brand awareness, to get the name out there, which, you know, we've run a PR campaign, we've obviously spent money on our social media ads, we've used influencers. We'd like to put more budget into doing those channels, but I think it's going to run in side by side with being on the high street. So, you know, we recognize that we're going to make greater margin via our e-commerce platform, but if we run it in side by side, so we can take greater margin there, less margin via retail, but the two combined will maintain our margins and create that brand awareness piece. So that's our strategy. I know some brands just only focus on e-commerce. Because of the success of the product, really, and because of the feedback that we received and the acknowledgement from the industry that this is a great product, it steered our direction more towards having this sort of blended combination of both, rather than just purely being online.
When it comes to, no, that's absolutely right. I mean, I'm a big fan of combining brick and mortar and online. I mean, just be online, unless your business model is perfectly done only for this, because I can understand brick and mortar is more expensive and fixed cost has to be addressed, and the price maybe can even go higher. But in my opinion, rely on third party like Amazon, for example, on the long run can work that well if you want to build up your brand, which is I suppose you want to. In terms of marketing, what's next? Because marketing and pricing are the key in your sector. I invested 5 years ago in a soap company. It was my first ever retail investment, and it was very challenging. Marketing and positioning, even in a store, was an absolutely challenge, extremely.
So I think from where we want to position ourselves and where we've actually started to position ourselves is that one-stop, convenient, affordable solution to perimenopause. We've, as we almost call a soft launch in terms of, we've been gathering feedback from our customers over the last kind of 6 months in terms of, how they're taking it, how quickly they're like to see results, etc. So we've been kind of redefining the strategy as we've received this feedback as well. But in terms of I think we've come up with a really good brand. So in terms of the color scheme, in terms of the name, in terms of generally just what Body, Mind and Mojo actually stands for. And the key to marketing ultimately is unlocking that now with our customers and just actually kind of telling that message ultimately. It's so difficult, especially, and I say this from a man, and I have 2 daughters, I have a wife, etc. I've obviously worked closely with Sam and obviously experienced her journey as she's gone through menopause as well. And it's so hard to get the nutrition that you need through daily intake of food.
Oh yeah, indeed.
It's almost nigh on impossible. So we are trying to refine our strategy now as the feedback has come in, is actually to try and home what exactly do women want. And women want simple, affordable, convenient solutions in order to try and help get those nutritional needs. And ultimately that is our strategy, and trying to tell that story through our channels basically.
But I think in terms of marketing, obviously being on, for example, Holland & Barrett's supplier list, they themselves require an investment in terms of marketing that will then go via their online and retail channels. And similarly, we have the same agreements set up with the health store and with CLF. So from a B2B standpoint, obviously we're doing sort of marketing there. We do intend, with investment, we would like to plow more into our social media advertising. We haven't really scratched the surface in terms of what can be achieved there, because we haven't put very much budget into that. And so we recently worked with an influencer who has 320,000 followers, and she created a video which she posted about our product, and we saw an immediate spike in interest from that in our product range. So the more activity like that we can put money into, the more traction we're going to get. And I think we've only really scratched the surface. And we know the potential is there, but it effectively boils down to being able to invest into that channel.
I mean, what about the formulation? I don't want to know ingredients. I don't want to know. Of course, this cannot be even thinking to be told. But what about? Do you have all the proprietary when it comes to formulating new products? Or you're using third parties for this?
So we work with a highly regarded nutritionist called Shona Wilkinson, who she does actually appear to work with quite a few brands. She's an independent, but she used to run the whole of the NutriCentre for Tesco's, and she's very highly regarded in the industry. So she helps, we work with her, we come with the ideas of what we want to create, and then she helps us formulate it so that it's all sort of compliant and it also satisfies all of the things that the objectives we're trying to achieve. So when we first came to her with the Menashake, I had a list of 60 ingredients, and I said I want to put this in, and then we worked together to narrow that list down to something that was achievable and could be manufactured. So, and then we work with our manufacturers. So we're currently working with the biggest company in the UK that brings in raw ingredients and supplies all the other manufacturers in the UK, but they also have a manufacturing arm. So we went directly to this company called Cambridge Commodities because they can give us better economies of scale and better pricing, because they actually bring in the raw ingredients and supply those. So it's a team collaboration between ourselves with the ideas, Shona, who makes them work, if you like, and then the Cambridge Commodities, who then work with their new product development team to create the final product spec.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
What's your vision for your company? Now you have one product, you're going to release another one. There are companies that just do few very products and they leverage on them for a very long time. I mean, just give one credible.
I think we're different. There are some companies out there in the menopause space that are purely focused on menopause. So you've got M powder, and the trick clue is in the name, right? Our vision has never been that. I feel very passionately about women's hormones change throughout their life, and at various stages we go through these hormonal imbalances that cause different symptoms. So I have a teenage daughter, and she has mood swings, and she's going through puberty, and also we believe, or we like to think as parents, that they're getting all of the nutrition that they need, but actually the reality is that they're probably not, and a lot of young girls are becoming vegetarian or vegan and probably aren't getting enough protein and nutrients into their diet. So I feel really passionately about creating a product specifically for them that they'll want to drink, that as a parent, if you know that they've taken that once a day, they've got a really good base and it will help. So the herbs that we're planning to include in those products are herbs to calm mood, boost cognitive function, and so on. Then again, there are 5 times as many supplements for pregnant women as there are for menopausal women, and yet statistically the number of pregnant women versus menopausal women is much less. But once you've had a baby, postnatal women often get neglected. You know, they're there, they've got all of the same attributes, they're sleep deprived, their hormones are all over the place, they've gained some weight during pregnancy, and they're nutritionally depleted, and they're time poor. And so I know that after having my children, if I'd have had something that I could take easily that would give me everything I needed, that would be a really, really great point. You know, a lot of women suffer from postnatal depression and so on. And then you scroll forward to sort of postmenopause. My mum, she has arthritis. She takes a vast amount of vitamins and minerals, you know, little capsules, if you like, in a pot, to make sure she's got all of the calcium she needs and all the nutrients. And for me, I feel like if you had took away the headache of trying to figure out what you need to take into one solution and put some herbs that might help with arthritis and so on into that product, then it solves the problem for them. So almost the last tranche that I want to look at is the mass market, which is your 20 to 40-year-old women who are, you know, work hard, play hard. We will create a product for them, but it will be the last one to go, really, because that's the audience that everyone's targeting. And we actually want to sort of look at the audiences that people aren't looking at as much and create products specifically for them. So I think Holland & Barrett particularly can really see that vision, and they share the vision of having our range of products for women's health on their shelf. And that's where we want to take our brand, is to create a product for the whole family, if you like. Every woman in that family and every generation has a product that's specific for them.
So your aim is working with the family as a whole, excluding the men.
No, let's do the women first, and then we could always create a range for men. I think that I'm not against that. It's just there's only so many hours in the day. So yeah, I mean,
there is concepts.
Yeah.
There is concepts for men that we generally actually have talked about, but it's not. I suppose it's I think, repeating what Sam said, it's hitting, you know, every hormonal stage, and you know, I think we've there's nobody out there that's doing that in a simple, affordable, convenient solution. And yeah, that's what we want to be first at.
I'm the same. I try to take care of my health. So in the morning, I think we take supplements for, I don't know, 5-10 pills, which is very annoying. You need to remember, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Many times I don't.
But that's the hardest thing. My kids have multivitamins, and the majority of the companies are out there are pushing multivitamins, and that's absolutely fine. But you know, I've got an almost teenager that's coming. She does a huge amount of sport, and I can't get enough protein into her body that she needs to actually to maintain just what she's currently got. So she's definitely running at a depletion. But with her, you know, I've tried certain different things, from, you know, beef jerky, etc. But it's trying to get something that she actually goes, yeah, Dad, I'll drink that, or I'll take that. And that's the key thing, especially with kids. They're so fussy at the end of the day, and you know, they'll drink milkshakes all day with, you know, 60 grams of sugar in, you know, different flavor system. So obviously our aim is to develop a healthy version of a milkshake that contains everything that kids will actually want to drink as well. And that, again, it has to taste good.
What about the round 150K? What are you going to do? What do you want to achieve with this round?
So, I mean, for example, just to buy the international trademark is going to cost us in the region of £15,000 to get trademarked across the various different channels. And I think that would be certainly something that we'd need to do before we explored selling into places like the US and China and so on. Again, we want to develop our full product range. We could do it by bootstrapping and doing it slowly over time. What we're conscious about is we don't want anyone else to sort of take our concept and roll with it before us. So we'd like to be able to get all of those products in development and then actually start buying those products, the stock in to actually roll them out. The sooner we can do that, the better. So, you know, the cost price of each of our pouches for the Menopause, for example, is roughly £10 a pouch. And the minimum order quantity of those is 1,000 units. So obviously you can get better pricing with higher volume. But, you know, in terms of us being able to buy the inventory, and I think on that chart I sort of showed it was 50% inventory, is, you know, the product development actually isn't the most costly part of it. It's actually, you know, getting the inventory bought and rolling that out. We need to buy different pouches for each product. We've got we've got different packaging, if you like, or different color schemes so that it's very easily identifiable that this is the teen girl shake versus the Menopause shake and so on. So we need to be able to be in a position to buy those. And you know, we also want to put more money, as I mentioned, into our advertising spend. You know, it would be fantastic if we could launch a PR campaign to sort of, now that we're further along, to talk more about our successes in terms of winning the awards and our vision for the brand, and also just to put more money into our sort of online advertising channels, because I think that will enable us to reach a greater audience and people to actually fully understand what we're offering. So that's how we're sort of looking at spending that initial tranche of money, and then I think that beyond that, as then we start to grow and get volume, and we have solidified our relationships with our distributors, then at some point later we would like to perhaps raise more money to then look at manufacturing ourselves, because one of the big things obviously is that the lead time for manufacture is 16 weeks. We'd like, and the reason for that, we know it only takes 2 days to blend a powder and 2 days to pack. It's just that you get put into a queue, and so you have to sort of wait for to be slotted into that queue. So if we get to a stage where we're able to actually blend, not necessarily gather ingredients, we could buy those at cost and then blend and pack. That would then really let us grow exponentially. So that's the vision really for the brand.
I like to close with a message. So why investors should invest in yourself? Because you're very young as a company, and in your company, of course.
This isn't my first rodeo. I have run a business before, which I've run a different business, but it's been very multifaceted. So I have business experience. I know the challenges that you face in starting up and creating and growing a business. Phil and I have developed a really strong working relationship, so we're a really solid team, and I think that we passionately believe in what we've created. We know we've created a great product. The industry have told us that it's a great product, but we now need to overcome the next challenge, which is actually raising money in order to take it to the next level. And, you know, ultimately our goal is to empower every woman to feel their best self, and we really feel passionately, I certainly feel passionately about that. So that's why.
Thank you. Phil, do you want to add something?
I think Sam's pretty much summed it up. Ultimately, I think there's a huge opportunity in the market for our company. Obviously, I'm going to say that, but I generally do. The more that kind of I've kind of worked with Sam, listened to her vision, and looking at the products that we've got that we want to bring to market, there isn't anything like it, and that's the key thing. So there's a demand. You know, everyone I've spoken to that we talked about these products are like, that's a really good idea. Oh my gosh, I was chatting about this with my husband earlier. You know, everyone's having conversations about nutrition with their children, their family, etc. But it kind of almost, it rolls around, we need to do better, or we need to do something better. We put our product in front of ourselves. Just, you don't need to do anything better. You just need to take this. And that's the key. That's the key, the simple affordability, you know, just drink it. And because that's your best head start that you can get.
Sam, Phil, thank you so much for coming to BizTalk. It's been a very good pleasure for me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Max. Lovely to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.